Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Mataji.
It's very nice. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Rakshaja Mataji. Thank you. Okay, so dear devotees, I think I must start now. Let's start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamutire Nashta Prayashu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakte Bhavati Neshtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Namacharya Padayani Tekripa Padayani Gaura Katadamdaya Nagarang Kamadhani Mukham Karoti Vachalam Gamte Yat Kripato Paramanta Hare Krishna. So I seek blessings from each one of you so that whatever I take blessings from my spiritual master and Krishna so that it should help each one of you, because we are all the children of Krishna, that Lord Krishna, and he is searching for us. He is searching for us. He is thirsty to hear from us, calling out him. So before I begin, one more time, the Mahamantra for everybody's good health, everybody's spiritual progress, peace, prosperity. Yeah, not only this material world, because we have this material knowledge, we're able to, but spiritual knowledge before this eyes closes. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you. Such a lovely audience. I am blessed to be part of it. So I want to thank ICF Forum for this platform, and especially to Ashish Prabhu for giving us this opportunity. So with that, let's begin. So we are, dear devotees, on 4th canto. This is the special, group wherein we are only touching upon the special pastimes. We are on the 4th canto and on the 21st chapter, wherein I will be touching upon 38, 39, 40, 3 shlokas. But prior to this, I just wanted to touch upon, because they have the link to the previous ones. Yeah. So in the 36th shloka, if you see the translation, it says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the master and enjoyer of results of all sacrifices. And he is the Supreme Spiritual Master as well. All of you citizens on the surface of the globe who have a relationship with me and are worshipping him by dint of your occupational duties are bestowing your mercy upon me. Therefore, O my citizens, I thank you. So, who is saying this?
Maharaja Prathu.
Very good. Excellent. So I wanted, to be connected. So yes, you're right. Maharaj Prithu is speaking this to his citizens. As we all know, he has been already declared qualified with Ashwamedha Yajna, but just, performing 99 Ashwamedha Yajna, because Lord Vishnu comes himself and says, I don't need one more. Yeah, because that one more, you are thirsty to do one more, but I don't want Indra to, indulge in so many other activities which the followers are going in a wrong direction. Yeah. So, Prithu Maharaj, he is guiding his citizens that you all are doing right thing. By you people doing right thing, I am getting blessed. So, dear devotees, this is the instructions that a king is giving to his devotee, his citizens. So, how practically that we have to take? As the father of the house, as the mother of the house, as a wife or husband, as the elder son, elder daughter, as the newly married daughter-in-law of the house, how you have to take instructions from your companions, from your elder.
Sincerely.
Sorry, Archana, you wanted to say
We
something?
have to take it up sincerely, Mataji.
Yes, very sincerely, very sincerely. So this is what we are trying to understand. Even if you see nowadays, we see all the time in the news and all, our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, he is going to Gurudwara, he is going to temples, he is going everywhere. So what is the message that he is giving? That I need not tell you all to elect me. I need not come and do the prachara of please vote for me. Why? Because what the citizens want from a prime minister? If you find those things that I am practicing and I am helping you all and you find that it is going on the right direction, then you opt for. This is what we are learning. And this is what Bhagavatam teaches us. Always I've told you all, when Srimad Bhagavatam comes, what is it? It is prescription. It is a description. Through the description, we are getting a prescription. When you go to doctor and you describe, I have so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so problems, then he, on the basis of your complaint, he is going to give you prescription. So Bhagavatam is nothing, but it is giving us the method in your situation, how you have to come out, what you have to implement and what you should not do it. And even in the 37, now from here, my topic will start in the next shloka. So it says, the translation of 37 says, the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are personally glorified by their characteristic power of tolerance, penance, knowledge, and education. By dint of all these spiritual assets, Vaishnavas are more powerful than the royalty. It is therefore advised that the princely order not exhibited its material province before these two communities and should avoid offending them. This last words are very, very important. To two classes, you should avoid offending. Do not do any aparadha towards them. So, dear devotees, we carry forward today. So the shloka is 421:38. Yeah, it says, everybody can see my screen I've shared. Anybody that you're not able to see? You're able to see?
Yes, Mataji, you can able to see.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, okay. So whoever wants to repeat, you can repeat after me. 421:38, it says, Brahmanyadeva Purusha Puratano Nityam Hariya Charana Vivandant Nat Avapalakshmim Anopayaniva Yasho Jagat Pavitram Cha Mahadha Makanihi. Who wants to repeat?
May I do, Mataji?
Please. Please go.
Brahmanyadeva Purusha Puratano Nityam Hariryaksharanara Abhivandanat Avapalakshmim Anapayinim Yasho Jagat Pavitram Cha Mahatatma Magranihi.
Very good. Somebody for the translation? Because we have only 3 shlokas. So 3 shloka reading, 3 translation and purports. Purports are huge. Everybody will get opportunity. Yeah.
Shall I read Mataji? Translation?
Yes. Please.
Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ancient eternal Godhead, who is foremost amongst all great personalities, obtained the opulence of his strength reputation, which purifies the entire universe by worshipping the lotus feet of those Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji.
Thank you, Pranam. Yes. Who wants to read the purport? We need at least 3 or 4 people to read because the purport is huge and I want purport to be read.
Hare Krishna
Me.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Giridhari Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Person is described herein as Brahmanya Deva. Brahmanya refers to the Brahmanas, the Vaishnavas or the Brahmanical culture. And Deva means worshipable Lord. Therefore, unless one is on the transcendental platform of being a Vaishnava or on the highest platform of material goodness as a Brahmana, he cannot appreciate the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the lower stages of ignorance and passion, it is difficult to appreciate or understand the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the Lord is described herein as the worshipable deity for persons in Brahmanical and Vaishnava culture. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagad Ditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Vishnu Purana 1.9.65.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Lord Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, I'll give
Hare
somebody.
Krishna.
Thank you so
Mataji,
much.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Okay, Mataji, you read, and then I think Archana also raised. Archana, then you can read after her. Okay? Yeah. Yes,
Okay,
Mataji.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the prime protector of Brahmanical culture and the cow. Without knowing and respecting these, one cannot realize the science of God, and without this knowledge, any welfare activities or humanitarian propaganda cannot be successful. The Lord is Purusha, or the superior or the supreme enjoyer. Not only is he the enjoyer when he appears as a manifested incarnation, but he is the enjoyer since time immemorial. From the very beginning, Puratana and externally Nityam Yach Karana
Charana Bhi Vandanat.
Archana Vandanat. Prithu Maharaja said that the Supreme Personality of Godhead attained this opulence of eternal fame simply by worshipping the lotus feet of the Brahmanas. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the Lord does not need to work to achieve material gain, since he is perpetually, supremely perfect. He does not need to obtain anything, but still it is said that he obtained his opulences by worshipping the lotus feet of the Brahmanas. These are his exemplary actions. When the Lord Sri Krishna was in Dwarka, he offered his respects by bowing down at the lotus feet of Narada. When Sudama Vipra came to his house, Lord Krishna personally washed his feet and gave him a seat on his personal bed. Although he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna offered his respects to Maharaja Yudhishthira and Kunti. The Lord's exemplary behavior is to teach us. We should learn from his personal
Okay,
behavior.
Mataji. Thank you. Thank you,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes, Archana, now you can read further.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. We should learn We should learn from his personal behavior how to give protection to the cow, how to cultivate Brahmanical qualities, and how to respect the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 3.21, Yad yad acharati shrestha tat tat evartano janaha. If the leading personalities behave in a certain manner, others follow them automatically. Who can be more of leading personality than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and whose behavior could be more exemplary? It is not that he needed to do all these things to acquire material gain, but all of these acts were performed just to teach us how to behave in this material world. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is described herein as Mahatma Agranihi. Within this material world, the Mahatmas or great personalities are Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, but he is above them all. Narayana Paro Vyakyat, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is in the transcendental position above everything created within this material world. His opulence, his riches, his beauty, his wisdom, his knowledge, his renunciation, and his reputation are all Jagat Pavitram, universally purifying. The more we discuss his opulence, the more the universe becomes purer and purer. In the material world, the opulences possessed by the material person are never fixed. Today, one may be very rich man, but tomorrow he may become poor. Today, one is very famous, but tomorrow he may be infamous. Materially obtained opulences are never fixed, but all six opulences perpetually exist in Supreme Personality of Godhead, not only in the spiritual world, but also in the material world. Lord Krishna's reputation is fixed, and his book of wisdom, Bhagavad Gita, is still honored. Everything pertaining to Supreme Personality of Godhead is eternally existing. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, we will read the 3 shlokas and then I will come back. So the next one, 421.39, it says, Yat sevaya shesha guhashaya swarata vipra priya tushyati kamam ishvaraha tad eva tad dharma pare vinitihi sarvatmana brahma kulani sevayatam. Who wants to read the translation or shloka one time? Yes,
Can I
Raksha.
read?
Yes, please go.
Yes, madam. Hare Krishna. Yat shivaya shesha guhashayah swarandha vipra priya astu tushyati kamam ishwarah tadev tad dharma parerya vinitayah sarvatmana brahma kulam nisevyatam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yes. Lagisha, you want to read the translation?
May I, Mataji?
Okay. Now Kishore Mataji. Okay.
Thank you. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. The Supreme Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is everlastingly independent and who exists in everyone's heart, is very pleased with those who follow in his footsteps and engage without reservation in the service of the descendants of Brahmanas and Vaishnava. For he is always dear to Brahmanas and Vaishnavas and they are always dear to him. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, Lagisha, you want to read the purport? Purport by Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Mataji. It is said that the Lord is most pleased when he sees one engage in the service of his devotee. He does not need any service from anyone because he is complete. But it is in our own interest to offer all kinds of services to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These services can be offered to the Supreme Person, not directly, but through the service of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Srila Narottama Dasa Thakur sings.
Adiya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Pachya Tava, which means,
oh, my screen. Okay.
that
Which means that unless one serves the Vaishnavas and Brahmanas, one cannot get liberation from the material clutches. Srila
Vishwanath
Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura also says, Yasya Prasad
Bhagavat Prasad
By satisfying the senses of spiritual master, one can satisfy the sense of supreme person. Thus, this behavior is not only mentioned in scriptures but also followed by acharyas. Prithu Maharaja advised his citizens to follow exemplary behavior of Lord himself and thus engage in service of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas.
Haribol. Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Haribol.
Okay, we'll go to 421:40. It says, Pulan labhetanya te velam atmanah prasadato atyanta shama swatah swayam yannitya sambandh nisheshaya tatha param kim atrasti mukham hai bhujam. Yeah, who wants to repeat that shloka? Haribol?
Shloka, Mataji, the translation.
Shloka.
Uma,
Anybody?
Mataji, please in Sanskrit.
Sorry?
In Sanskrit, I am able to read Shloka.
Okay. Vrishabhanu Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, no problem. See, you can read. Don't worry. Okay? We will read one line. Is it okay?
In Sanskrit, I am able to read, Mataji.
Okay, you
Only
read.
one line is missing. Okay. Puman labhetan ativelam atmanah prasidato atyanta shamah swata swayam yannitya sammada nishevayat tatah param kimatrasti mukham havir bhujam.
Haribol. Thank you. Madhvi, you want to read translation?
Yes, Mataji, I was about to ask you.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Translation. By regular service to the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, one can clear the dirt from his heart and thus enjoy supreme peace and liberation from material attachment and be satisfied. In this world, there is no fruitive activity superior to serving the Brahman class, for this can bring pleasure to the demigods for whom the many sacrifices are recommended.
Haribol.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yes. Anybody for reading purport? Purport is big. I want at least 2 people to come forward. 2 devotees.
Sure, Mataji. Shall I start?
Yeah, Sindhu, please start.
Okay, Mataji. Haribol, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Text Shloka 40. In Bhagavad Gita 2.65, it is said, Prasadhe sarva dukkhana hanir ashyopajayate. Unless one is self-satisfied, he cannot be free from the miserable conditions of material existence. Therefore, it is essential to render service to the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas to achieve the perfection of self-satisfaction. Srila Narottama Dasa Thakura therefore says, Tandhera charana sevi bhakta sanivasa janame hai e abhilasha. Birth after birth, I desire to serve the lotus feet of the acharyas and live in a society of devotees. The spiritual atmosphere can be maintained only by living in a society of devotees and by serving the orders of the acharyas. The spiritual master is the best Brahmana. At present, in the age of Kali, it is very difficult to render service to the Brahmana Kula or the Brahmana class. The difficulty, according to the Varaha Purana, is that demons taking advantage of the Kali Yuga have taken birth in Brahmana families. Rakshashaha Kalim Ashritya Jayante Brahmayonishu. Varaha Purana. In other words, in this age, there are many so-called caste Brahmanas and caste Goswamis who, taking advantage of the Shastra and of the innocence of the people in general, claim to be Brahmanas and Vaishnavas by hereditary right. One will not derive any benefit by rendering service to such false Brahmana kulas. One must therefore take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and his associates and should also render service to them, for such activity will greatly help the neophyte in attaining full satisfaction. This has been very clearly explained by Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura in his explanation of the verse Vyavasayatmika buddhir eke ha kurunandana. Bhagavad Gita 2.41. By actually following the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga as recommended by Srila Narottama Das Thakura, one can very quickly come to the transcendental platform of liberation as explained in this verse Atyanta Samam.
Okay, thank you, dear.
Thank you.
I need
Hare
one more reader for today. This is the last para. Who wants to read? Hare Krishna.
Can I read?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. The particular use of the word antivelam without delay is very significant because simply by serving Brahmanas and Vaishnava, one can get liberated. There is no need to undergo severe penances and austerities. The vivid example of this is Narad Muni himself. In his previous work, he was simply a maidservant's son, but he got the opportunity to serve exalted Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, and thus in his next life, he not only became liberated, but became famous as the supreme spiritual master of the entire Vaishnava disciplic succession. According to the Vedic system, therefore, it is customarily recommended that after performing the ritualistic ceremony, one should feed the Brahmanas. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Okay, dear devotees. So as I was saying, the topic for today for us is that what is Prithu Maharaj emphasizing on? Brahmanas and about Vaishnavas. So if we see for, to understand the topic, if we, in this material world, if you see, anything you take, we try to see who is the beneficiary, who is going to benefit. Like, for example, if we see an advertisement, irrespective whether that advertisement is a shaving blade advertisement or a drinking chocolate or a car or an ancient paint, or a cheese or about bread or about drinks. So they are promoting to advertise their business. And by just looking, whether it is suitable for us or no, whether we need this or no, irrespective of that, our time is gone, our energy is gone. Definitely with something we get influenced, and one time our money is also gone. So we are trying to make you understand the point is, whether you see television, or you go and see movie, who are benefiting? The actor and actresses, the producer and the director. What are we benefiting? Now you see, many of the times we'll see the serial, this soap, this serials, the female sitting at home, simply crying. So somebody, neighbor, elderly comes and says, "Oh, Baba, why are you crying?" "No, I am watching this serial. That husband, he is acting very nicely in front of the wife, but in the office, he has 2 to 3 girlfriends." Now, she's speculating. When husband is not calling one time, he say, "I know where you are busy." Poor thing, he was very innocent. So how you are getting, carried away with these things? It is not at all benefiting to us. You take any newspaper, it's all newspaper is about here, a rape has happened here, somebody got killed, or 80% about the politicians. Who are getting benefit? The publishers, they are making money, and the politicians are becoming famous and famous. Whether they are saying Pappu fail ho gaya, but Pappu is famous. Pappu is becoming famous day by day, whether he is getting elected or no. Whether Kejriwal is in jail or he is out of jail, he is having good time, and people are just gossiping around. So what is that is going to give us benefit? The scriptures. Reading of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, or attending some lectures, or listening to them, or attending to this. Definitely, it's going to purify our senses. As much time that we put in reading or listening to our scriptures, that is going to add on to our life span. Even in Brahma Samhita, 5.56, it says, Katha Ganyam Natyam Gamana Api Vamsi Priya Sakhi. That is, whether you are talking, whether you are dancing, whether you are singing, whether you're walking, all whatever you're doing on hearing about Krishna and about his flute, Priya Sakhi, it's going to help us, purify us, prepare us to meet him, and no fear of anything. So, Prithu Maharaj is also making a point here. All previous shlokas, he was speaking about Abhidaya. And now he's speaking practicalities from his heart. He's speaking about Prayojana. What is that? The mood of the Lord. And what is the mood of the Lord? It says, we see in India, we say, touching their thread, they say, I am a Brahmana. They say, I'm Brahmana. But the act will be just opposite. I'm not trying to offend anybody here. I'm just trying to make a point here. So we are talking about the practicalities and the qualification. Do they match? See, when we are born in a Brahmana family, what happens? It facilitates the Brahminical qualities. And these qualities, when Brahmana in Kali Yuga, when they are struggling for that position, that is what is, liked by Lord. That though they are born as Brahmana, but time, place, circumstances, they are struggling, isn't it? Also, if we try to understand more, it says Chaturvarnya Maya Shishtam, Guna Karma Vibhagasha. 4.13, the human society, which was nicely, formation done by the Lord, the social order of the, society, was Shudra, Vaishya. So, but what has happened? It has all got over a period of time mixed up. Beautifully, it says, Vipratva Sutra Evahi. What is it? In Kali Yuga, it is said in 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd chapter, 3rd shloka. It says in Kali Yuga, simply by putting a thread of 2 rupees, 2 paisa. I know those days it is said. It is not the very expensive, but that doesn't make one Brahmana. A caste Brahmana, when we say, Brahmana were not called for any of the work by Nand Maharaj. Why? He says, I don't want those Brahmanas. As stated by Narada Muni also, it says, Yasyal Yal Lakshmana Lakshana Proktam. That is, the symptoms of the Brahmanas are stated in as per Shastra. One must be qualified with those symptoms. Now, what were those symptoms? That how a Brahmana was with his qualification, with his qualities, with his practical nature. He will be with the Kshama, with the friendly nature, with the helping nature, humble, tolerant, polite. All those qualities, when you're bearing, then that is a Brahmana. In Krishna conscious movement also, we are trying to introduce such Brahmana in the society. It says, see, the Brahmana must ultimately be a Vaishnava. Why? It says, and if one is a Vaishnava, he has already acquired the qualification of a Brahmana. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Where it is said, 18th chapter, 54 shloka, gives detail. So when we speak about Brahmana and Vaishnava, Chaitanya Charandas Prabhu says, quality is not determined. The quality is not determined by geologically. But we cannot say it is disconnected also. This also we talk in detail in 3rd canto, 31st chapter, 1st shloka. It goes, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha. It says, Karmana devanetrena jantu deha papatye striya pravishta udharam pumsorita Anakshaya. What is the meaning? It says the Supreme Personality of Godhead is saying, under the supervision of the Supreme Lord and according to the results of his work, the living entity, the soul, is made to enter into the womb of a woman through the particle of male semen to assume a particular type of body. Yeah. There are 48 shlokas. Every pregnant lady must read those to give the samskara within the womb. You know, the child will get the samskara, the bijam of the bhakti within the womb itself. Why? Because it talks in detail about it. And who's speaking this? Kapila Muni is speaking to Devahuti, his mother. A son is giving the knowledge of the gynecological, the movement of the living entity within the womb. So what is the point emphasized here? That Brahmana, just not by birth or caste, but by the qualities. And that's the reason we emphasize on to want to have the quality of a Vaishnava. Because when you say Vaishnava, you have already practiced all what is required by the Brahman. Now, for example, if somebody is born in a Brahmana family, but they're not trying to practice, they're not very firm into it. But in front of them, if you're eating with the left hand, they will immediately come and say, hey, that is wrong. You should not be doing that. Why? Because it has come within the genetically. That is a practice. You just don't take bath in front of any Brahmana or something. They say, oh my God, no. At least 2 to 3 times one has to take bath. What is this? Saucham. So what is the point? Genetically, hereditarily, these practicalities are there. But due to some pressure, due to some or the other obstacles, they may not be practicing to the point the way Shastra has said. So that's the reason it says we have to be Vaishnava. If you remember, we have covered in Srimad Bhagavatam when Ashwathama, kills Draupadi's 5 sons, sleeping children, and then how Krishna is saying to Yudhishthira, see, he has killed 5 sons, you have to kill him. He is, trying to insist on, you have to kill him. Huh? See the way Draupadi is crying. And then even Bhima is saying, yes, we must kill him. Arjuna ties him and brings him like a thief, who has been shackled. And they put him in on the feet of Draupadi and say, now I'm going to kill. It was Draupadi who goes and says, I don't want to let Ashwathama's mother Kripi to cry the way I am crying today. And don't forget, he is a Brahmana's son. He's a Brahmana's son. So don't get into aparadh. This is the point that Prithu Maharaj is also making. If you see, when Yudhishthira Maharaj was getting coronated, so he called from every corner the Brahmanas, the best of the Brahmanas, to perform the puja. But he did not forget even to call the Brahmanas who were on the side of Kauravas. Why? Because he says, Guna Karma. Because a Brahmana doesn't become just a Brahmana by thread. They practice. What is the practice? It says when a Brahmana is saying a shloka, a mantra, a proper meter, the proper pronunciation, their purity of their practice, all that you will able to see the moment the sacrifice is done, that sacrificial animal should get a higher body. But in Kali Yuga, it says the Brahmanas are no more in practice. That's why we have to become a Vaishnava. Very beautiful shloka. It says in 3rd canto 33 shloka, chapter 33, shloka 7, it says, Aho bhat swapacha to garyan, yet juhav vartate nama tubhyam. Te postapaste juhu sasnurarya brahmanuchura nama granti yete. What is the meaning? It says, how glorious are those. I'll just read the translation. It says, how glorious are they whose tongues are chanting your holy name, even if born in a family of a dog eater. Such persons are worshipable. Persons who chant the holy name of your lordship must have executed all kinds of austerities and fire sacrifice and achieved all of the good manners of the Aryans. To be chanting the holy name of your lordship, they must have bathed at holy places of pilgrimage, studied the Vedas, and fulfilled everything required. See? So it says, what is the use if you are born as a Brahmana and you are not practicing it? What is the practice was required? Your austerities, all kind of austerities you should have been done. Fire sacrifices you should have been qualified. You have been to all the pilgrimage places, studied all the Vedas and Puranas. But does that happen? Because in Kali Yuga, we hardly have time for all this. So it says, what is the Vaishnavas? When you are chanting your prescribed rounds, we are following 4 regulative principles. You're reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, the instructions of Lord and the Lord's pure devotees' duties when we understand the past through the pastimes. And we try to implement. That is a Vaishnava. It says, Lord loves all his children. It is said Krishna is partial. How Krishna is partial? No, he is not partial. He says, I am not partial at all. Very beautiful 2 terms. I was listening to a few shlokas, and in one of the lecture, Chaitanya Charandas Prabhu is saying, Lord loves all his children on the basis of reciprocation and not discrimination. How is the reciprocation? So if the reciprocation is there, why he is going to discriminate? For this, I will tell you a small incident which you must have come across in your family or somewhere outside. A father having 2 sons. Very rich father. Very rich father. Nice position, name, fame, everything. He has 2 sons. One son, very obedient. Get up, okay, get up. Stand, okay, stand. Do this, yes. The other son, just opposite. Night he is not present, daytime he is sleeping. Always, doing all wrong things. What the father says not to do, he says, I did not hear not. I said, do it. Yeah. In such a circumstances, the obedient son always goes and pacifies the father and says, dear father, don't worry. He's trying to enjoy. Okay, don't worry. I'll keep an eye on him. I will bring him back whenever he's on a wrong path. I assure you this. And I will do what you want him to do as well as my duties also. I assure you this. So what will be our reciprocation to such a boy? Any thought? Raksha Jai is smiling. Yes. What will be your...
We will deal with him more lovingly compared to...
More lovingly. I wanted that word, more. Yeah. More lovingly, isn't it? So do the family will say, oh, Raksha, you are partial. No, I'm not partial. I'm not partial. What is my worry? He's taking away my worry. He's giving me assurance. So that gives me the feel, and I am little more passionate towards it. That's it. That's it. So same is Krishna here. For Krishna, Brahmanas, he created Brahmanas from the head part of the Lord. How many of you know? Isn't it? That means he designed the Varnashram, Varnas and Ashramas. And that's how he wanted to, see his, the devotees. Prabhupada could just touch upon this topic and could not, implement it too much before he left the planet. But dear devotees, if you all want to experience, anytime you want to have an holiday, please, 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 if you are nearby to Bombay, go to Govardhan Eco Village, JEV, Govardhan Eco Village. Yeah. The director of this, the whole of setup is Gauranga Das Prabhu, disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. I always make a point, whenever possible, either I go or I send somebody. The kind of setup, it's the replica of Vrindavan. If you're missing Vrindavan, go there. Then you can go to Belgium. Then you can, that is Radha Desh. And then you can go even to Hungary. Sri Swami Maharaj has a beautiful setup of, this Varnashram community. Beautiful. What is this?
Krishna Valley, Mataji.
Yeah, Krishna Valley. Oh, Haribol, you are there?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna. Yes. Mataji, I may be knowing her, but because sometimes I may know her by her, her Karmi name or something. So let me know her Karmi name also, or if you have a picture, you share with me, and definitely I'll speak to you about it. So my point here was, Prabhupada always wanted that there has to be a Varnashrama community. What is this community? Where you have a hierarchy, you have your guru's disciple, and then the community coming up. Community where they grow some flowers, they grow some vegetable, and they have small temple, and they have regular satsang happening, or big festivals are happening, and you are trying to propagate Prabhupada's, message to the community. So this is possible only when we have a formation of a community. Also, in 2009 and 10, even I was trying, what we were doing is wherever we were, nearby all 10, 15 houses, we were trying to help each other. If somebody's mother is not well, okay, the children are, in somebody's house. If the mother is, female is out of altar, then the deities are shifted, So when vacation is there, we will do some summer camp kind of thing, and we'll come together to make prasadam. We will have Bhagavatam sessions, Bhagavad Gita sessions. This is nothing but the Varnashram depicted. This is what was required. Why? Because when you come as small community, even if you are a small community, it is said one drop of Amrita is sufficient, enough to purify the whole of the ocean. So similarly, Prabhupada always wanted to have a practice of Varnashram Dharma. So coming back to the topic of the Brahmana and Vaishyas, yeah, I have little time because everybody doesn't join by 6:30. Can I take 10 minutes of everybody? Can I?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you. So I will touch upon about why in the 4.21.40, why they are saying, I'll share the shloka if again you want. Give me a minute. So we were trying to, touch upon these, and then we were trying to touch upon the how to reserve the services and descent of Brahmanas, and how Narottam Das Thakur, the Acharyas also are emphasizing on this. And the 40th one, wherein he was saying, touching upon this, says the particular use of the word Antavelam, that is without delay, is very significant. Why it is significant here? It says, simply by serving Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, one can get liberated. There is no need to undergo severe penance and austerity. Why it is said so? Now, I'll give example if Raksha Jha Mataji permits me, with your permission. Raksha? So,
Yes,
Raksha Mataji is from US. Mataji, from which place you're in?
I'm in Florida.
Florida, yeah. Mataji is in Florida and I'm in Dubai. We have never met. We have only met on ICF group. But Mataji opens up her heart, and keeping my Guru Maharaj in center and Krishna's arrangements, I always tell her, okay, you can do like this. You can do like this. This is good for you. Okay, this will help you. And she comes upon and she says, yes, Mataji, I will do this. Yes, Mataji, I can do this. And this is going to work. And how she could, hop on to a level of even, she could shelter herself in the circumstances. So what is the point here? Unless and until she reciprocated to the availabilities, whatever availabilities within her reach, Krishna is bhavagrahi. Krishna has seen her, that she is trying to do it, and how the mercy falls, just by the words. This is very important to understand what Prithu Maharaj is trying to make a point, that dear citizens, please try and understand what is dangerous. Do not offend, try to help. Do not offend any Brahmana or Vaishnavas. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a beautiful, pastimes in the 10th canto, 64th chapter. Those who are interested to read furthermore, please can go further and read. There is a Leela wherein all the Vrishni dynasty children are playing, near the pond. It's a well. And when they are playing, they saw in the well very gigantic lizard. They had never seen such gigantic lizard. Lizard will be how much? Maybe some inches, but it was such a gigantic, and it was struggling. So this children, being Vishnu dynasty, very merciful. In this, even Pradyumna was there, Krishna's son. So they all together, they said, let us remove the lizard out. They tried, and they couldn't. So what they did, they quickly went to Krishna and they called him. Now Krishna comes. Krishna saw this lizard inside the well, and he is Lord. He is omniscient. So he just tries to remove. The moment the lizard was touched and comes out, it takes the form of a celestial. He comes in the form of a king. And now, dear devotees, do we feel that Krishna need to ask, who are you? Because he is the Bijam Pita for everybody. But for the children around him, he wanted them to understand. And that's the reason Krishna is asking the lizard, the form of that celestial. He says, can you introduce yourself? Who are you? And how are you here? And what happened? The person opens the mouth and says, thank you, my lord. I am Nriga. I am King Nriga. In my prior to this form, I was King Nriga, and I was known for the austerities, the sacrifices that I used to do. And what was the sacrifice that he used to do? And what was the charities that he used to do? One of the famous charity was he used to give the best breed of cows in charity. And not one or two. Huh? He will give the hurdles of cows, the group of cows. Now, king is saying, if you were a king and you were doing all this charities, how come you became lizard? Then he says, if you allow me, I will tell you what happened once. And he says, my charity of giving cows or any other thing, it cannot be counted. It was like these sand particles. Can you count the sand particles? That compared to that, he used to do the charity. He says once it so happened that he was with the set of cows for giving in charity, and from nowhere he could not understand, few cows from outside came running and got mixed in his group of cows. And two brahmanas came and said, we understand that you give cows in charity. I just want one cow. So what Nriga did, he said, okay. He just picked one cow and he gave him. He said, you want one? You can take this one. Now, immediately one Brahmana comes running and he says, Nriga, my few cows have got mixed in your cows. So he says, okay, take away, no problem. And suddenly he saw that the two Brahmanas are holding one cow. He says, hey, come on, that is my cow, give. Now, these two Brahmanas are saying, hello, how can we give you? We have not taken from you. Nriga has given us in charity. Now, this Brahmana, the one who comes and asks, give me my cows, who has come and, by mistake got mixed with you. Now, Nriga is saying, I was not knowing this is your cow. Now, he's going and begging these two Brahmanas, I'm so sorry. I was not knowing this is your cow, his cow. So please give back this cow and I will give you dozens of best of the cows. Now, these two Brahmanas are saying, first you're giving and saying this is the charity. And now you are taking back also. Okay, we don't want. Now, he doesn't want, the Brahmanas to curse him. He says, Baba, wait. That Brahmana whose by mistake cows got mixed, he begs him, you want only your one cow. In exchange, I will give you set of cows, and that to the best ones. He says, my cows I treat like my children. You say that I give away my child and take away your child. Why should I take this? No. Now this discussion went on and on and on and on. It is taking its own time. And now they both are fighting left and right, and they are now abusing Nriga. Now Nriga is praying to Almighty, saying, oh, please, somebody must come and save me from this, dilemma. And immediately Yamraja comes. Now Yamraja says, before they kill you, I will tell you one thing. Your goodness is so much that I can straight away take you to the higher planets and you enjoy your life after life. But only this one mistake of this settling of the cow, and that too of the Brahmanas. You have offended the Brahmana. He says, how did I offend? I was not even knowing. I was not aware of. He says, but mistake is a mistake. For this mistake, you'll have to bear one punishment. So now you tell us whether you want to bear the punishment first, or you want to go to the celestial planets and enjoy. He said, no. When I know that whole of my life I have not done anything wrong, and I cannot say anything to you because your verdict is final, okay, you give me punishment. And immediately he becomes a gigantic lizard in the well. So he is narrating this in front of the Vrishni dynasty childrens and in front of Krishna. So now the question comes to us, this is the question that is asked, it says, okay, all this happened and he has become a lizard, but How come he is getting the benefit of Lord himself coming, and this pastime is happening in such a place that he is getting the touch of the Lord and he immediately gets the celestial body? So he says, again, there is a pastime. Nriga is saying, once I was not knowing. One Vaishnava Brahmana comes and says, I have my deities and I want to worship this deity in the best of the manner. But how should I do this? Because I have nothing to cook, no place to, do the worship of this deity. So Nuga says, that's all? That's all you want? He immediately makes arrangement of not only giving him place as a palace, gives him a temple, makes all the arrangements that he was able to worship the deity beautifully. So he says, to Krishna, Brahmanas are very, very dear. Because the Brahmanas are dear, he had to undergo that punishment. But because this Nriga was so pious that he helped one Vaishnava to do the worship of the deities nicely, Lord himself comes to take him away from this dilemma. Do you all remember any other pastimes where Krishna himself comes? Any pastimes?
Dhruva Maharaj.
Yeah. Yes. Good. Also, Nalukuber and Manigriva. Isn't it? They were in the body of as a trees. By the touch of the Lord. Why? Because the pure devotee of the Lord not only cursed but gave the benediction. So Lord had to come himself. If you see, Lord loves the Brahmanas, and that's the reason, dear devotees, when Yudhishthir Maharaj was getting coronated, he went and asked all the Pandavas, come on here, you all got everything, whatever you all wanted, and nobody is giving me any seva. Huh? Everybody is busy. मैं ये करूँगा, मैं वो करूँगा. You are doing this, you are doing... What I am doing, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? So Yudhishthir Maharaj folded hands, who is becoming the king now of the universe. He's folding and he's saying, hey Narayana, hey Narayana, what you want? He said, give me one seva. You are going to be king. You are as good as king. He said, what seva you want? You just sit here and guide us. He said, no. I'm going. They are holding him. So, okay, whatever seva you want. And what seva he took? He said, I will do the Pada Sevanam. All whom you have called for your Rajya Surya Abhishekam, I will be taking their Padukas and keeping, and I will wash their feet, each one of them. Why? Because they are all these celestial Brahmanas that you have called. So Brahmanas are that, loving for the Lord. And what to talk about the Vaishnava? For Vaishnava, though, he is partial, as we always spoke. He says, you are taking my name and you're giving my name to others. You become next, you sit my next seat. You're becoming my dearest of dear. So, dear devotees, this is what is the desire of Prithu Maharaj also. Prithu Maharaj is trying to say that please try and do all the instructions that I'm giving. Yeah. He's saying, I've given you all the instructions, but when you are following these instructions, what you have to do? Do not differentiate. Do not offend the Brahmanas. Always try to serve them, because when you're serving them, you don't have to get into the integrities of, oh, I have not read this Veda or this Puranas, or I have not done this. Because the moment you serve a Vaishnava, you are getting all the blessings of Krishna. He personally takes care. Yeah? The spiritual master is the first one. As a guru, when you take up a guru or as a Vaishnava who is connected to the disciplic succession, we are done. This is what is the message of Prithu Maharaj to his citizens. And this is what Srila Prabhupada and every disciple of Srila Prabhupada who are as Diksha giving gurus, or who are Vanaprasthas, who are as sannyasis, they all are coming forward to serve this mission of Prabhupada, their guru, and Krishna. So with that note, I stop here. Anybody has any doubt, any question, please come forward. Hare Krishna. Any doubt? So what is the takeaway as yes, Madhvi, Dr. Madhvi.
Yes, Mataji, my doubt is very trivial actually. Mataji, I'm hearing about serving the Brahmanas. So what exactly should we be doing in order to serve the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas?
That's what I'm saying. See, Brahmana here doesn't mean by just taking birth in the kula of Brahmana. It's like, in purports, Prabhupada always says, a surgeon's son cannot go to the operation theater and say, I am surgeon's son, so I can also do the surgery. No. One has to get into the qualification, the curriculum, the practice under a surgeon. One has to practice. You are yourself a dentist, I know this. Yeah. So serving a Brahmana or Vaishnava means you take up a guru. Yeah. You learn and take the instructions, follow their instructions, implement their instructions, as Srila Prabhupada has made some rules, and those are one who want to take up guru has to follow 4 regulative principles, around chanting 16 rounds, yeah, and helping in propagating the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and making stronger Prabhupada's mission.
Okay, Mataji, got it. I was having those doubts on exactly how can we do that. Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes. Who's this? Anybody has any doubt? Yes, Indu, is it you?
No, Mataji. I think Raksha Mataji.
Raksha Mataji, yeah. Raksha? Is it a doubt?
No, Mataji, no, there is no doubt. It's just, I was just saying it's a very nice class. You explain it so nicely. The differentiation between the Vaishnavas and the Brahmanas, like how we should, like deal them. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Yeah, from this one practical aspect that everyone can learn is that even if you have not taken Diksha, Mahaprabhu himself says, Amar Agyahan, he's saying, my order, the moment you start following and reading and implementing, you become a guru. How is that? You start distributing book, you start doing some prasadam seva, you start going to the temple and helping them. Every Sunday, ISKCON temples have feast. Go provide them with something, or help them in cooking, help them in cutting, help them in cleaning, help them in serving. I know now Kishori Mataji from Africa, yeah, she's always in seva. She's in touch. Mala is again disappeared today. Where is Mala? She had joined. I think she left. Yeah. So
Yes,
yes, તમારે કઈ add up કરું જ? કરો.
No, you told very nice story, and પૃથુ મહારાજનું તો બહુ સરસ કહ્યું તમે. મેં હમણાં જ એમનું ભણી છું. ભણીને એટલે બહુ nicely કહ્યું તમે.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
Welcome. So practicalities are very important. Always, I've been always tagged that she will read something, okay, but immediately how to implement. Implementation is that, as we are seeing Krishnamurti Prabhu here, So by right from Mangala Aarti to, now I think we have to say Krishna night, good night. He is only getting up for something or the other, but he is always. So what we are learning from him, it's not that, oh, coffee pio, chai ka chuski, newspaper pado, retire, showing yourself retire. No, he's showing us how the retirement has to be.
Mataji, really?
Yes. Yes.
Really nice question by Mataji, actually. Even I had the same doubt. For example, if you're going traveling together, devotee group, how can we do Vaishnava Seva? Maybe you can give them. I heard that you can give them water, like serve them, buy them.
Every Ekadashi, time, place, circumstances, within your own circumstances, what you can do, now it is summer. I don't know whether, some places it is bad summer before the monsoon starts. Make some panakam or lime juice or buttermilk, and, take 1 liter, 2 liter, only 2 glasses of curd will go, maximum water, little salt, some herbs you can put, and go and distribute. First, you offer it to Lord and distribute. Amazing. You will yourself feel, without drinking, oh, I'm feeling so cool. I'm so feeling cool. Why? Because Krishna is feeling happy. He's jumping within your heart. Because you went and gave some prashadam. Now, Raksha Mataji, you can go to any your nearby temple on Ekadashi day and provide them sugar, provide them oil, provide them ghee, provide them some, cut vegetables. And you can say, you can use this. 2 days before you can ask, what is the Sunday feast menu? Can I, provide something? Whenever I go to Bombay, I go to few temples. So many a times I will be traveling by taxi. So I will tell the taxi wala, see, you have come here. See, this is a temple. Sunday, you come, bring your family and come and do some seva. Many a times it so happened, maybe 2 years back or 3 years back, I must have told some temple taxi wala, and same taxi I have taken, and he says, oh, Mataji, you remember me? I said, no. You told me to get connected to this temple. Regularly, I'm going. And I asked that in the temple, I said, that person is, 3 years, he's coming regularly. Now he want to take shelter. I just said, come with your family so that your wife will also have relief of cooking one day. And your children will also, without you saying much, because when the father will say, come on, sit and read this Bhagavatam. Father, you're gone of mind about this. We have to do after 60s, not now. Now I have to study and enjoy my life. So just by bringing them to the festival that, oh, today's feast, they will have nice prasadam. By here, they will have offered prasadam. By here also, they will have prasadam. They will take darshan of the Vaishnavas and the deities. They will purify completely their senses. This is what is required. Okay. With that, I stop here. It's got very late. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining. Yeah. Now for 10 days, I won't be there. So I will be making all the arrangements and be, saying hello, hi, if possible. Anyway, so keep joining. Yeah. Thank you. Vancha kalpatarbhesha, kripa sindhuvesha, patitanam pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo, namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavandiki, Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, everybody. Keep chanting. Do not leave chanting. Do not leave Ekadashi. Yeah. Okay. With that note, I stop. Thank you.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.